What's going on, y'all? OJ back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about UFC fighters I would vote in as politicians or government officials. Now, keep in mind, most, if not all of these people I'm going to be talking about are nowhere near qualified enough to be a government politician or a politician, okay? But for the sake of this video, let's just pretend that they are. So I'm going to have a set of tiers for you guys to follow, and I'm just going to be ranking them based on how I feel and whether or not I would actually vote them in. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. All right, we're going to start off with Conor McGregor. He just officially announced his campaign to run for Irish presidency. Yeah, I would definitely not vote for him, alright? And I'm not gonna use any of his allegations that's he's been racking up recently as the main talking point. What I'm gonna be talking about, can Conor McGregor be sober for a day? Alright? I don't think Conor McGregor can live being sober for like a day or two. And if Conor McGregor is not sober for a day or two, I can totally see him uh, making some weird decisions as he's like high on cocaine or drunk out of his mind. Like this guy will probably be snorting some lines and then scrolling through like some Habib edits, and next thing you know, he declares war on Dagestan and decides to drop some nukes on them for no apparent reason. All right, Conor McGregor, very erratic. All right, I don't think even the most stout Conor McGregor fans can't even dispute this. All right, even if you want to say all the allegations against him are false. All right, it's been clear now that Conor McGregor, simply put, cannot stop sniffing the Colombian snow and he can't stop drinking. All right. At this point, he might even corrupt the water supply and turn it into proper 12. So Conor McGregor, I can think of a lot of people better than him for running for political office. I'm not entirely sure of Ireland specifically because, like, Ireland, I think it has an immigration problem, and that's the approach that Conor McGregor is taking. But let me know if any of you guys are like from Ireland or like very close to that region of the world. How do people view Conor McGregor there? Because I'm very interested. But yeah, I don't really know that much about Irish politics specifically. But what I do know is that Conor McGregor, I think he's at this point a borderline junkie. All right, now moving on, we got Michael Chandler, aka Conor McGregor's bootlicker. I can legitimately see him as a government official, all right? He has all the qualities, all right? He is deceitful, he is fake, and he talks like he's a corporate NPC, all right? That's pretty much how most politicians talk, at least in the US. Uh, that being said, would I vote for Michael Chandler? Probably not. I would not really trust him. But at the same time, I do think he is charismatic enough to where he can get some votes. So while I wouldn't vote for him, I do think there are people who will. And I could see Michael Chandler, maybe not president or anything like super high up, but I could see something like, I don't know, like a mayor, maybe like a I don't know, like a senator, maybe like a possibly even state governor. I doubt that, but still, I could see Michael Chandler in some sort of government official position if Michael Chandler, was like one of the only few options. So, yeah, I could see Michael Chandler in there. But personally, I would not really vote for him because he is a notorious, deceitful liar and all that crap. All right. All right, now up next we got Israel Adesanya. Probably not. Yeah, I would probably not vote for Israel Adesanya. All right. The one thing I'm gonna say about Israel Adesanya is I feel like he's going to put the interests of other nations first before his own. All right. Although Israel Adesanya is from Nigeria, he will claim that he is from China. He will claim that he is an ally of the People's Republic of China if the money is enough. And he'll do the same thing with Australia. All right. While I don't really know his political views specifically around the Australia and New Zealand, I wouldn't be surprised if he sells his nation out for some quick bucks to more powerful nations, even though he's from Nigeria. All right. I got nothing against him otherwise. All right. I do think I could trust him more than Conor McGregor and other people down here and here in a few seconds. So I'm gonna say that Israel Adesanya, probably not, but maybe I can see a few votes. All right, now up next we got Sean Strickland. Yeah, do I think he's worse than Tito Ortiz? Not necessarily, but I would definitely not vote for him. And the reason being, I feel that the first thing he's gonna do is attack Canada, right? If Sean Strickland becomes like any sort of like not even president, like he just has to be like a Secretary of Defense or anything like that, right? His first action would be to try and go to war with Canada. And while I do not really love Canada as a country, it's like, bro, you just got here. What are you doing? And then next thing you know, he's going to block out all the Mexicans completely. All right. He's going to like whatever policy Trump has implemented, like with illegal immigration, he's gonna do that by times 100, and it's gonna get to a point where like people with like green cards could get arrested by ICE. All right, people with like I don't know, some sort of like business visa or anything like that. All right, they're probably gonna get deported. All right, Sean Strickland, he's not. I would definitely not vote for him. All right, let's just put it like that. All right, now moving on, we got Dricus Duplessis. I would be gaslit into voting for Dricus Duplessis. All right, this guy would like talk about like some corrupt shit that like his I guess contemporaries have done, and then he's like, "Brother, I never said that." Like, I don't know, that was a terrible Dricus impression, but anyways, Dricus, like, I feel like he has the charisma and the talking skills to like fool people into voting him. Would I think he would be implementing some crazy policies that are like revolutionary? Not necessarily, but I do think his speaking skills are a lot better than almost everybody here right now. And he's not kind of like a degenerate like Conor McGregor and Sean Strickland. And I can actually trust him, unlike Michael Chandler per se. So Drickus, I would probably vote for him. All right, granted, if they're like actual politicians, like I would probably vote for them first. But like, yeah, Drickus, if he's like the one of the only few guys left, I'd probably put him into office. All right. Now moving on, we got Alexander Volkanovski. I could see Volkanovski as like a government of legit government official. Now, unlike Michael Chandler, I would actually vote for him, like whatever the position may be. The one thing, however, is if there is a war and one country seems to be losing very badly, I can see Volkanovski just stepping in on short notice and trying to get I don't know something brewing. All right, and it's gonna be very bad for the Aussies. All right, I don't really think Volkanovski will come in with like a thorough game plan to defeat any sort of like world power. And Volkanovski, I could see just I don't know. He'll do well for the first few months, and then again, the second like World War III happens, he's gonna jump his soldiers into the front lines, and next thing you know, Australia is absolutely decimated. But I do think for a while, Volkanovski can be like a legitimate government official. All right, now up next we got John Jones. Yeah. Do I put him below worse than Tito Ortiz? Yeah, screw it. I'm putting him worse than Tito Ortiz. All right. And the reason is it's not only that he's not going to be doing his job. All right. He's going to be regularly getting caught in some places like Thailand with ladyboys. All right. Now, I have nothing against you if you're into all that stuff. But if you're like a president of the country and you're getting caught and you have like some serious issues at hand. For example, when John Jones was supposed to be negotiating with the UFC regarding the Tom Aspinall fight, rather than actually negotiating with the UFC, John Jones was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go to Thailand and get railed by ladyboys. It's and Russian men. It's very weird." And John Jones, I could see some risky tapes being exposed, like, what, weeks after he joins in? So I don't really trust John Jones. Matter of fact, I don't trust him to a point where I would actually pick Tito Ortiz over John Jones in any sort of government position. All right, and keep in mind, Tito Ortiz can't even put a sentence coherently. So yeah, that's why I put him as worse than Tito Ortiz because I don't know, there's just gonna be controversy after controversy. Maybe he beats up some random woman on the street or like some random club that he's gone into. All right, there's gonna be some sort of controversy with John Jones, and I don't think anyone can really stop him. All right, now up next we got Armin Sarukian. I would probably not vote for Armin Sarukian, and my reason being is he's pretty much a nepo baby, and I don't think he's really gonna do any of the work required to be like any sort of government official. Like Armin Sarukian, yeah, he'll probably be somewhat familiar because again, he is from like an aristocratic lifestyle. But again, he doesn't really do his job. All right. For goodness sakes, he hasn't fought in the UFC in nearly a year and what, 5 months, 4 months, something like that. And yeah, it's gonna be a wonder as to where Armin Sarukian is half the time. Especially when he's in office, which I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna be in like any sort of government position, I feel like the people should know where you are from time to time. Just saying. But yeah, Armin Sarukian, I probably not see him as a government official. Maybe he'll get some good policies in, but then again, he'll might go like missing for an entire year, and no one will know why. All right, now up next we got Cyril Gahn. Yeah. Also, I would probably not vote for Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn, I feel like he'll do just enough to maybe get some votes when like he's going for re-election. But outside of that, I don't really think Cyril Gahn's going way well and beyond to do anything. I feel like most of Cyril Gahn's like any sort of government official, like I guess I don't want to say reign, but term, yeah. Any like as long as the term goes on, like Cyril Gahn is probably just gonna be making headlines of like going to X place rather than actually like implementing some sort of policy. And again, I don't really think Cyril Gahn's gonna be making that much headlines because he did something or like he gave funding to like this government organization to build something good. All right. I don't think that's Cyril Gahn's thing. Cyril Gahn, I don't think he's gonna have any sort of like crazy controversies. So I guess that's a start, unlike these guys over here. But again, I don't think he's gonna do much. And even if he gets voted in, I think people are gonna be like, yeah, I don't know why we voted him into the first place. So at best, he's probably gonna get one term. All right, now up next we get Ilya Taporia. I would hmm I would actually vote him in. Yeah. I don't know why, but I feel like Ilya Taporia is very charismatic, and I think he will fool me into believing in his like confidence of like getting anything done. All right. Will he get it done? That's the question. And it's not like he's really been like the most active in the UFC. So I don't know how he'll do in like in any sort of government position, like getting shit done. But I don't know why. I just feel like Ilya Taporia, if he ever runs for some sort of a government position in like Spain or Georgia, and like I happen to be a citizen of Spain or Georgia, then I could see myself voting him in. All right. I just don't know why. He's just very charismatic, like DDP over here. All right, now up next we got Movsar Evloyev. Yeah, I think he's worse than Tito Ortiz, and the reason I say that is because Movsar Evloyev, he's probably going to try and make what's it called? Grooming kids. Alright. He's probably gonna try to make that like legal some way or somehow. Right? This is the same guy who talked about molding 14-year-old girls to the ripe age of 17 and then trying to marry them. All right. This is the same guy. And he was talking about this with Sneeko, another well known pedophile. So Mobzar Evloyev, Yeah, it's just gonna be some very Diddy stuff, or maybe Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I don't know. Like it's pretty close, but yeah, Movsar Evloev will try to get that legalized, and that's why I'm gonna say that he's worse than Tito Ortiz by far. Right now, up next we got Bilal Muhammad. I can legitimately see Bilal Muhammad as a government official, and the reason I say that is because Bilal Muhammad, he does carry himself politically at times. Like he is all for Palestine, and like he is very like outspoken about all the what do you call it, the terrors going on in that side of the world, especially in Gaza. I do think that Bilal Muhammad also he can be like some sort of like mayor. Like when DDP went to Chicago a couple weeks back, the entire crowd was booing DDP because Bilal was like, "Yeah, no, you're not welcome in my city." All right. So Bilal Muhammad, I do think he can be charismatic enough around his area, like which is specifically like what Chicago, and I do think he will have some sort of familiarity with politics. So I can see Bilal Muhammad as a government official. I wouldn't even mind necessarily voting for him if there aren't any qualified government officials to run for like the mayor of Chicago. All right, now up next we got Habib Nurmagomedov. I I would vote for him. All right, now I've had my criticisms against Habib Nurmagomedov, but I do feel like he is very wise in some ways, and it's not like he's gonna get caught up in all these crazy controversies like McGregor and Strickland. Actually, no, he did kind of almost get arrested for tax evasion, but yeah, I guess he paid it off. So who cares? I think Habib Nurmagomedov. Right, if I live in that part of the world, like Dagestan, for like a couple of years, and I happen to become a citizen there, I can see myself voting for Habib if he ever chooses to run office. All right, would I really know much about his policies? Probably not. But again, I think it's more of the vibes. All right, a lot of people love him for a reason, and I do think I don't know, he has been able to charisma his way to like a lot of Dagestani fans here in the UFC. All right, even though he says some very questionable things at times. I don't know. Maybe if I stay in Dagestan for a few years, like I might get bamboozled and charismaed to vote for Habib Nurmagomedov somewhere somehow. So if I happen to live in that world, I would probably vote Habib Nurmagomedov into office. Right now, up next we got Benoit Saint Denis. I'm gonna say he can be a legitimate government official. Like Benoit Saint Denis, like I don't think he has any political experience, but from what I've remembered, he is what do you call, he was part of the French military. I don't remember the specific position, but he has been doing that for a while before joining the UFC and starting his mixed martial arts journey. So, yeah, I do think Benoit Saint-Denis has some knowledge and capabilities about like what the military and the government side do. So, even if he doesn't get elected into like some official position in France, I could see him being some sort of like a military advisor if there happen to be no more qualified military advisors in France. So Benoit Saint-Denis, I could see some sort of political position for him. I don't know what specifically. I would guess something more like Secretary of Defense. But yeah, again, I could see Benoit Saint-Denis legitimately doing a good job if he happened to be voted in. And last but not least, we got Renato Moicano. I would, you know what? I would vote him in. All right. Just for the vibes, just for the memes, just for him to say beach coin, just for him to crash Emmanuel Macron and all of those funny speeches. Just for all of that, I would probably vote Hanato Moicano in. Would I know too much about like what he's talking about? Like I would try to learn. Like I know he talks a lot about like Austrian economics, which I am kind of a fan of, I'll just say that. But yeah, I don't really know what he's talking about when he's like read this book about this famous economist. But I will say this, Renato Moicano, he seems to be very intelligent. I don't think he's necessarily going to do some corrupt shit like Michael Chandler over here. So I would actually try to vote Renato Moicano in if he ever chooses to run for office. All right, that's gonna be it for today's video. Leave a comment down below if I missed any of your favorite fighters who may or may not be voted in to like any government official position. But yeah, other than that though, please make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, so I can get this channel monetized. But yeah, other than that though, I'll probably see you guys later. Peace.